Hi from my platform, Linda's TV show. If it is your first time, you are welcome. Please, after watching this video, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notification. It is very, very important because it will enable you to know when I upload a new video. Here we upload videos on daily basis as it is happening. We are bringing it live and direct, undirected to you. After watching, you are free to criticize, you are free to say your opinion, but let us say it constructively. Myself, Linda, will be standing here watching this video together with you from the beginning to the end. Then we'll go to the comment section. I appreciate you all, my lovely subscribers, followers, those who comment and share this video as we watch the video right now.
Reached the church. It has reached the Pope, and because of that, we are going to have a special broadcast this evening, because all our prayers has been that this message of redemption touches the ceiling of the Pope and of the church, so that when we are talking about our freedom, we are talking about Biafra, everybody will understand that we are talking about our collective, quest for liberation. And today, as a man of God, I have come with my regalia so that you understand that I am a reverend father, that whatever I say today is going to be the law. I'm not forcing anybody. As a reverend father that I am, but I urge you to listen to what are going to be the argument and the reason why Biafra must come. Because the message has reached the Teto terrestre. It has reached heaven. I am on my regalia now. And it has reached the Pope. Just as you can see, the Pope must hear this. Yes. But before we start, I want us to pray just as the tradition says, so that the Spirit of God and the Spirit of Church, the Spirit of God and the Spirit of the Church will administer into us, so that as we all, as Reverend Fathers, have agreed to embark on this Biafran struggle, whatever that is said here, that is supported by the bigger church, will be the final, so that this Biafra will be achieved. It has reached finally to the United States of America, where the Pope lives. Let us go forward. And before we go forward, we have to, as Reverend Father, we have to make sure that all the evil spirits that has been disturbing people, starting from priests, pastors, native doctors, elders, professors, traditional worshippers, and to the politicians, shall be destroyed under this altar today. He say, let us go into prayer. The message has reached the church. So, brothers and sisters, brethren, today is a special one. In the sense that this struggle for the recognition of Africa, starting from this holistic Biafran struggle, has touched the verum quorum. What do I mean by verum quorum? I mean the heart of the hardened, has touched the hardened hearts. Because as a reverend father that I am, the main reverend father, I have been telling us that if we did not understand the genesis of the problem, we cannot therefore finding the solution. Because most of us are still yet to understand that the foreign presence in Africa are questionable in all ramifications. Foreign presence in Africa are questionable, starting from the foreign religions that are not of African origin, foreign education system, use and customs, politics, academic titles, foreign chieftaincy titles falls under the invention of the name chief, which was preceded by warrant chief system in our territory. I have mentioned foreign politics. All are questionable because we were being meant to understand that the foreign presence was for what? Downloading of development, whereas in real sense, it is not. It is the opposite. Now, the Spirit of God of Africa and of the church rose up during the time of the 1940s, after the Second World War, that made African leaders to start clamoring for the freedoms. But before they started clamoring for the freedoms, they have already seen from the history, the prehistories, in terms of the slavery and the position that the United States of America has therefore reached, and the subsequent steps that they were making in the 1940s. This prompted the founding fathers of Africa, like Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Dr. Lumumba, General or Captain Thomas Sankara, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and uncountable cohorts in positive stance that started clamoring because they have seen what is going on for the independent states in Africa. That particular phenomenon, although was not fought in Nigeria, which was not named by our forefathers, was being imposed by the foreign powers onto our believing. Thereby, because I don't want to go back to the history, conjugating or uniting peoples of different nations within the territory known as Nigeria or West Africa, particularly the area of the zero longitude, Originaria, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, and all other ethnic groups, which were naturally different, both in religion, language, use, consuetude, customs, traditions, territorial differences, they co-joined them under the auspices of amalgamation of 1914 that was orchestrated for Nigeria never to work. These series of what our founding fathers saw during these years, thanks to the position of Russia and America. You remember those who were, struggling to have the monopoly of the moon. You can remember the American astronauts. You can remember the dog that was called Kajetan. You can remember a man that was called Yuri Gagarin from Russia, from USSR. It was called USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. These people were busy trying to have the dominion of the space. And after, in fact, prior to this particular time, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe and Nkrumah's Lumumba and the rest of others, we are having the opportunity to be organizing Africa linguistically, familiarly, let me put it in that way, in terms of trying to unify the people. These people that I named were those who followed Western education right from the onset, that gave them that impetus and the sense to the importance of having freedom. And it is important also to recall that before the Great Britain entered into the territory known as Nigeria, there were other invaders, precisely those from the Antique Assyrians that invaded the territory from the north in 1804. Recall that scientifically something became very, very important in terms of the story of invention. Scientifically and in terms of industrial revolution, we were taught that in 1804 there was the manufacture of the locomotive engine, or what is known as steam engine, under the auspices of George Stephenson, either from the Great Britain or from America. This was the era of industrial revolution. While in 1804, the Anglo-Americans, that is America and England, or the Great Britain, we are busy doing invention for what you call technological advancement. The Usman Danfodians perfected their invasion plan into the territory that today you call Nigeria. 1804, invasion of Nigeria, 1804. The manufacture of the first steam engine or the second steam engine by George Stephenson of the history. Brothers and sisters and lovers of freedom, our people wanted to have independence. And upon that time, you had a group of intellectuals from Ghana, from Congo, from different limitrospheric territories, even Uganda, from all over Africa. Because there was Second World War that made Europeans to have a little break, that gave opportunity for the African nations to start organizing itself. They wanted to. Our forefathers wanted us to have our independence. But you know what? After the Americans said or gave order to the former colonial masters to henceforth cede the whole territory that they were colonizing. Recall that in 1884, there was another phenomenon that happened, that we all that went to school, that went to universities, recall or reckon as the Berlin Conference. And a conference where the Europeans subdivided Africa into their colonies. It was in 1884. After which, this your Nigeria was invaded because the Arab invaders remained somehow in the north, although they tried to invade some strategic territories of which they were welcomed with acute resistance. Now, these people entered, thereby introducing another style, and they succeeded in having that territory called Nigeria as United African Company, which was subsequently being bought over by the Buckingham Palace, and it was called Royal Niger Company around 1900 or 1901, which led them, after their voyages, conquests, etc., introduction of Christianity as the second round, because there were two rounds. First round was the one they went by waging war against our people, just as the Arabs, the Sumandanfodians, waged war against our people. These people tried and waged war, but in the second round they came with another style. That was when they brought Christianity, and the Southerners received, embraced both. They came with education and Christianity, and they welcomed them. Due to the likeness and the vicissitude of the Southerners, most especially the Southeasterners, that led them to presenting in the history till thy kingdom come as the most educated as at that time in terms of Western education. But look at the contradiction. If you're educated, you must reason based on your accumulation of education. The level of education of our great founding father, I'm talking all positive today, without much criticism, led our founding father, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, to the understanding of the importance of independence and of Pan-Africanism. The need for Africa to come together to creating a big entity, because it's not possible for you to be watching, white men progressing the whole continent, because you have traveled to UK, you have traveled to America, you have seen the way industrialization went on, you have understood the meaning of Europe and America. Then you have to ask yourself, what of me? That's what prompted Chief Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe of the blessed memory to be talking about African Union, Pan-Africanism, as at that time. Now, what happened? Unfortunately, the British people did not want to leave us to have our independence, because America has given order. Both Britain, Germany, all those people, Belgium that used to colonize Africa, Portugal, to leave Africa. They themselves, they did not want it. Most especially the Britain and the French people did not want it to leave. They used what you call counter force. They used the sense of an old master, because even one boy, our master, and discouraged our founding father from detaching from what you call that amalgamation because I didn't mean that they discharged. That is that thing that they say Aburi Accord. I didn't mean that they just, everybody, at the independence, everybody went to his separate way. Then you can, at the second turn, form union, just like you have European Union. Because people that are not of the same culture, religion, custom, can never live at peace. You know what they use to confuse our people? They say, yes, we know that you are different. They introduced unity in diversity. Brothers and sisters, unity in diversity is a fraud. Because there is nothing like unity in diversity. Unity in diversity, who is in charge of the government? Is it the different people that are in charge in government? If you are different, you cannot govern. In their own country, who govern them? Is it not them? It is them that govern themselves. They don't allow stranger in their countries to govern, to rule over them. But they themselves, they allow people who invaded our land to rule over us under the auspices of unity in diversity. And you have people that are called intellectuals. You have reverend fathers. You have bishops. You have cardinals. And none of them understood these things. Notwithstanding they are living in Europe, they don't understand that the secret of the peace that is reigning in Europe is because Europe is being governed by one people.
Thank you so much for sticking to this video to the end. Like I said before, now it's time for us to go to the comment section to air our mind and our opinion. Say what you think about this video and this platform. Do it constructively. Share this video, like, subscribe, and also continue to watch Linda's TV show, because this is the home of news. Until I see you again in my next video, remain blessed. For now, I would say bye-bye.